The beauty of it is we still have to do the StreamYard because that's the link I have to share out for people that missed the call. So
I heard that. My hair looks crazy.
You know, hairspray goes on. If you want.
I know, but I don't want it to be like held. I want it to be just kind of like. So I've been putting salt spray in it, trying to give it curls, but come to find out, it just doesn't work. I didn't put it in the bag.
Salt spray is going to make it thicker and such, but it's not going to give it curls.
Well, right, I mean, not curls, like a
texture.
See how it like flops a little bit instead of it just being thick and straight. Yeah.
You didn't send out the.
I sent out the Discord invite, right? Like trying to get everybody in this channel.
Will you show this on the Discord? Discord will show up here on the circle.
No.
I feel like some camera angles make me look good, and then the others are weird. Like, cause I'm looking at it and it's flipping it like an iPhone does. You know? I'll do the intro for you. Good afternoon, is it noon? Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd. I am here with Mr. Nick Sicilian. Today we're going to be going over goal settings going into the second or third quarter of the year. Okay, cut. And then we're going to be making some warm calls from our friends over at LeadZolo.
Perfect. I'm just fucking experience right now.
Was that actually live?
I mean, everything's live. We're recording. We're just not going to the public right now. And nobody in our group is here yet. So waiting for 30 members to show up.
You know my rules here. I don't see Mr. Glitch.
I wonder if I can just do straight Discord. But how do I just share a call? How do I close this?
Damn, you've already added a bunch to the Discord.
No, everything, like, that's what I people will start interacting, people will be doing things in real time, and hey, Casey Huff joined the Discord.
Legend.
And on top of it, all the events are going to be right here. So you can literally click on events and see all the different group calls. These are the links that go to them. You can take this link and then just put it on your calendar. I should really do that. I should blast out a calendar for
I need to download Discord actually now that I'm... Wow, dude.
I'm the only one person interested. Trying to lead everybody to water. But
that doesn't mean everybody's going to drink.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. We can still.
How do you have to send me like an invite? Or do I just look it up or what?
What?
On Discord?
I sent you the invite. That was the link you should have gotten. The link takes you directly there.
Yeah, about that. I don't know if I got it.
Horrible. All right, let me send out this link one more time. Not like I'm in a rush. This is what we're doing anyway. We're just going to be hanging out, talking to members.
Oh my gosh. Click on the images, the best match the theme. I'm freaking out. Do fish match Leafs? I'm not a robot, I swear. What the fuck do you mean invalid, you piece of shit? You texted me the code.
Hey, stop cussing so much.
don't have an account over here. Did someone steal my phone number?
Let's guilt some people. Sad emoji face.
Allow. Not now. I agree to your terms.
So Tommy's in the call. Tommy, give me let me hear you. I'm probably gonna have to turn on. I bet I'll hear you from my computer.
I'm in there like somewhere else, huh? Let's customize. I'm advanced. Anything hold me back.
Test.
Yep. Perfect. You coming in?
Did you hear the air horn?
Yes, I heard the air horn.
Did you hear it like the 10 times before that, or no?
No.
Not the first time.
Oh, I have to start the events. Turn off your volume and your mic.
I just wanted to see. I'm not in the frame on Discord. No, I am.
That's your fault. That's only because you're on the goddamn phone. You look on the TV. No.
Bro, there's a whole soundboard. We could add whatever we want.
I know. We can add custom emojis, custom everything.
We gotta do something cool. Do an explosion.
That's all I got.
How do I show? So my problem right now that I'm looking at is when I show the Discord, it's also showing the right side. So how do I just show my call?
The feature's not added.
Maybe hide the right side? Hide member list up top.
Oh my god, my shoulder.
Ooh, I got a chat. Can I chat?
W's in the chat. W's in the chat.
Hello.
You know what I love is I don't care what happens. We're still going to go over said
Glenn is not here.
call sheet.
Fine.
Glenn is probably having a scrumptious lunch like he should right now.
And golfing.
Yeah, we'll see it on the internet later.
Yeah, he's my favorite social media person. So you don't see me right now, or you do?
I see you.
Tommy, do you see us in Discord?
I see you and me.
Okay, no problem. Because, well, no, because it doesn't follow over to StreamYard. When I switch back, now I'm on StreamYard, and I don't see ourselves. I'll show you right now. So, just things to take away, like feedback. This is why I was doing today like this, though, too, because I knew it was going to be a learning experience. Glenn said he's obviously busy.
Dang it! Ella Mason is upset. So you say Gwen.
Oh, that wasn't Glenn. Sorry, that was somebody else.
Oh, I didn't know that was just a nickname.
No, that was somebody else. Wait, what? What the fuck?
Welcome to the number one podcast.
That's JC. That's Mr. Crutchfield, if I'm guessing it right. What's going on, Tommy?
What's going on, John? I'm sitting here waiting for people to get into Discord. It's been taking me about a couple days to get everybody up and running. But I'm excited because it's going to allow us to directly talk to one another and more often.
Can you make me something cool?
I did.
What'd you make me?
Yes.
Why am I only a mentor? What's it say?
So,
So does the viewer thing on this show who's on Discord also? Like it's all connected?
no. We're only in Discord today. So, all right, let's jump into it. I'm gonna actually share. What? God damn it. This is why I was doing it like this. Share. Warning, the app doesn't have permission to record your screen. Make it on. I gotta open up settings. Sorry for the late start. Hmm?
Is anybody watching?
Yeah. And again, I don't care because we're still gonna post it out. We're about to get started right now once I share my screen.
Aye, Captain.
All right, I gotta jump out and jump back in. I'll be right back. Stay. Trying to stay calm just by saying it's only my friends in here. Only my friends. Although I think I did fuck up that text message and I think I blasted it out to everybody.
Tommy!
Alright, we're back. Share screen now. Do that.
Is your laptop going into the thing? Like, can you see whatever's on?
No, it just
Camera
says your
four.
stream is recording.
No, not me. Over on. Look on the monitor to your left. The big monitor that has all the inputs.
Yeah. It shows Discord. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
But it doesn't show what I'm sharing. So we're gonna have to fix that. So
Good afternoon.
can you guys see this?
I don't
Yes.
care. We already did your intro. Shut up, Mason. All right, what's up, guys? Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, which means we are off to the races on Q3. I'm sitting here with Mason, and we're going to break down our goals for Q3. Not my goals, actually. I want to be doing his goals. We're going to be doing it as a group. I shared it. I texted the link out. If you don't have it, it's in the Discord up above in the discussions tab. If you go to discussions, goal setting worksheet, it's in there. You can download it, and then you can go around it at your own time. John, this would be something good for you to give to your team to do, right? Like, what are they? And you can, I sent out the Word document too, so you can change it completely, right? You can make this fit your business. So if you want to give this to your acquisitions kid and they're not doing inbound leads, they're doing outbound leads, right? You can change it up a little, right? You want to get their call metrics in a sense. So let's jump right into it, okay? Goals should always be SMART. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay? The reason time bound matters at all is because you need to follow along the entire way. Know where you are, know where you're going.
Goals without a plan.
Oh, it's when I click off of it that it disappears. All right, no problem. I got it now. Okay. We're learning. Also, later on, once we banging this out, we're gonna hop into direct seller calls, and we're gonna work some inbound leads, and we'll do that live too. So stick around. Hey, Pam. All right. So start it off, Mason. Read page 1. You don't have page 1.
Gosh, dang
You're
it.
already pissing me off.
You're the one that handed it to me. You made me write my name on the one page. Dang it. All right. What are my financial targets for Q3? Let's see.
So Q3, the reason why I did 30,000, okay, is if you want to make $10,000 a month, that's 3 months. If that's whatever your requirement is, right? So you have to think about what you need to hit for that metric. So what's your number that you want to put down?
30 is kind of weak sauce. I'm gonna say 45, 15 a month. Done
Okay.
before. Yeah. So it's an obtainable goal.
I like it.
I mean, I'd love to say like $500,000.
Yeah, but no, we want again, SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable. Okay, you don't want to just put down, I want to make $500,000 in Q3. You want something that's achievable. If $500,000 in Q3, if that's your business and it is achievable, then fucking swing for the fences, right? But always put stuff that's achievable. What's your average deal size?
So my average deal commission, what is it currently?
Just what does that have? Whatever that metric is, right? So if you're a solopreneur and you're doing wholesale gigs, right, and you're doing $5,000 to $10,000 assignments, how many do you need to make, right? If you're somebody like you who's working acquisitions and you're getting percentages of gross and stuff like that, so I did for this one. If your average deal is 20,000, you're making about $2,000, right? So that's where I got that too from.
I think my average is like 30, 40, 50K deals.
Okay. I don't know what your average was. That's my point. I'm bullshitting my way through an acquisitions kid's head when I put this in, right? So I don't need to think it's like stuck in stone. Hey, Tommy, is the goal setting sheet scrolling down in Discord? Because it's not on my screen. It's saying that it's stuck at the top still.
Yeah, it's not scrolling. No, it's always solicitors, spammers. Just call you home.
I need 12 deals at 40,000 each.
Very good.
Okay. $4,000 times 12 is 48,000.
All right.
11 and 12.
So you're down to number 3. All right, you're skipping ahead, and I understand that's cool. Your average deal size was what, 4,000 you put?
Well, which is 40K assignments.
Okay. That means your deals needed to hit your financial goal, right? It's just your goal divided by your average is equal to, and that's giving you how many deals then?
11 or 12. It was 11 and a quarter. So.
Okay, so we're going to round up, right? So we're just going to say you need to hit 12 deals, 12 closes.
At 40,000.
Well, no, that's your average, right? So you're going to make 12 closes, and you're going to hit 40 grand or 45 grand in the next 3 months, right? Which is a solid goal, okay? So how do you do that? If I ask you right now, how many calls do you need to make a day to hit that goal? What number do you think you have to do? Okay. And then you don't give me it, but we're gonna actually walk through the number right now. Yeah, there it is. So what is that? All right, so lead conversions now we're talking about. You have your 12 deals you have to make, okay? What percentage of your lead converts into deals? For an example, are you 1 in 12 or are you 1 in 7?
Probably closer to 1 in 7.
That's you. I know you're going to be patting yourself on the back like, I fucking knew it. I'm going to knock you down the peg, okay? And not for any other reason that we're running into a shittier market, right? So I want to be realistic about my goals for the next 3 to 6 months. We're in a different market. We're in a downturn market. Things are harder. So where you might have been more closer to 14%, 15%, I want to do more conservative numbers, and I want to say closer to that 8%. All right. So based on that 8%, 1 in 12, we're gonna write down.
Was it 244 leads? I'm gonna say 1 in 12.
Well, you're gonna take your deals you need to make divided by that. So take your 12.
Oh, sorry, I was skipping. My brain automatically brought me to solving this problem.
Yeah, I got you. So what is that? 12 divided by 8.33.
It's probably July. I just like one thing about it. It's like 2 people. So I remember, I know you make 2.
So what are you at?
I need 144 leads.
All right.
To get 12.
That's in the next 3 months. Okay. So now we're going to number 6 now. All right. So now you have your total number of leads you need to hit for the next next 3 months, next 90 days to hit 45 grand profit.
Glenn! All right, now I can actually work. I said I wasn't going to until Glenn gets in.
He was saying, I'm not starting this till Glenn joins.
We're not doing anything without you, Glenn. Welcome in, brother.
All right, so we're on number 6. If you're doing, you're going to take your leads, 144, and divide it by 0.10, which is 10%. And that's going to give you what number?
1,440.
You say duh to me one more time, boy. I'll slap the taste out of your mouth. Keep going. Keep going down the sheet. So then...
Simply break down per quarter, total calls needed, divided by the number of quarters, calls per quarter. Isn't that the same answer?
So, yes. You're going to write that number down now. You're just moving it down. Now, reverse engineer. How many fucking calls per week, calls per day? And then my original question was, how many people do you think you have to talk to per day to actually hit that goal?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what your number was in your head, but I doubt it was 15 people or 18 people or whatever the number is going to be.
120 per week? Sounds low.
That sounds about right. 100 a week is...
And then 120 divided by 5 days, 24 calls a day.
Not calls.
Conversations.
Conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to talk to people. You have to talk to 25 people a day. Now, here's my question to you. We're on day 2 of Q3. How many people did you talk to yesterday?
I like half that.
Half that. Okay, which means you're behind already.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my it's not a, I'm trying to pick and choose my words, right? It's not a fault of yours or anything, but it's always been like something that rubs me. It's because I'm convinced you don't know your numbers, right? You don't actually sit there and say, all right, I know I have to talk to this many people. Once you break it down and say, all right, I know I have to hit 25 people a day I have to talk to. If I talk to 25 people a day, on average, it doesn't matter if they're successful calls or not, right? If I'm doing that metric and I'm hitting 25 people a day, I'm going to be making 45 grand every 90 days, right? Like that's just your metrics that you're breaking down and you're adding to yourself. So the reason why and I'm such a hard on for them, the reason why goals, you have to break them down and know your numbers is because
Goals without a plan are just goals.
yeah, I mean, we can be gay all we want about it like that, but if you're not consistently knowing what you need to do, you have no idea where you are in the road, right? You don't know if you're making the right step forward, the wrong step forward, any of that stuff. So pretty simple.
Daily activities. Make at least.
It's literally the same thing, right? So now you're going to hold yourself accountable. You know your numbers. You know I have to make 25 calls to people, right? If that takes 100 outbounds, so be it. Whatever it needs to be. So every day when you come in, every day you talk to somebody in that notepad that I give you, put a tally mark.
Okay.
And build up 25 tally marks every day. Make that your goal, right? Something that you can sit there and grasp and metric, keep actual metrics on, and dude, your life will be so much easier. Once you break it down into that, like, it's just science, right? It's just the numbers. It's just math. I know if I do this, I'm going to get that. So, and then potential challenges and solutions.
I'd say lead quality going into this market. You have a lot of retail stuff that comes in for inbound, and then the solution for that is just having multiple exit strategies, right? Because if I'm just trying to wholesale something that's retail price or they owe too much, then it's not a deal. But if it's not listed, we can list it. There's a way to make money. We could do sub 2 or whatever the hell we need to do for a deal. So the solution is just staying creative, trying to make every deal work.
So I blitz through that real as quick as possible, right? I don't like goal setting activities when we do them during the mastermind. People always sigh and they get boring, but there's something that you absolutely have to do. So does anybody have any questions on what we just ran through, right? Or how we can take this and change it for you, right? Like, again, I built today's with my acquisitions team in mind, right? If I would to do one for different metrics, it would be totally different. So. Let's move over to calls. What do you want me to pull up? Or do you want to just work calls? I'll just work calls. We don't have to share a screen. I can share a screen if you guys want. Just let me know. But I got nothing to share right now because we're just going to make phone calls and listen in.
Nice.
Which late was that? Or what do you? Which one you going to next? Let me answer that.
Sweetwater, Texas. Beavers. It's in poor shape. I love to hear it. I think it's in excellent shape. No damn well it's not.
Just blitz through the bottom.
Yeah, this one definitely.
Was that Florida?
No, no. Shit.
Did you skip over Florida?
No. I'm on Sweetwater, Texas still.
Oh, okay.
That's like a high equity, high motivation.
I'm gonna start pulling up Florida.
Doesn't say anonymous platypus.
That's somebody else. It's me. It gives your anonymous unicorn. Google Sheets.
I'm a
gives,
unicorn?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
definitely are. I'm gonna pull up and try to screen.
Rockwall, Texas. I think this was the one that Tony said the number was.
You just skip over Florida?
No, I just called it.
Oh, I've been waiting for you to call Florida this whole time.
That's what I did.
Oh.
Can you pull this address up in Deal Machine and see what number it gives?
Yeah. That's what I was waiting on the Florida one because you skipped over. I'm sitting here with it.
I didn't skip. You just zoned out.
What are we? What's the?
Rockwall one.
I know.
502. I guess Tony told me to know.
It's listed.
Gross.
Still, give the agent a call and get the details.
Why is it highlighted red? Are you? Oh, you're probably clicking on it now. This one.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the anonymous platypus. You just asked. We just talked about that.
No, I didn't realize why it was. Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Hey, this is Mason with Tim and Sarah by Houses. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. I saw you reached out about a property you own in Rockwall.
Yes. I'm looking for you.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the house and kind of figure out what your goals are with it.
Okay.
So,
I can answer all your questions.
awesome. So it looks like it's listed on the market right now. What kind of feedback have you been getting? Like, are you getting showings? Have you gotten any offers?
What kind of food?
Have you been getting any showings on the house or any offers?
Yes, we have insurance, but because of the market. What is your name one more time?
Mason.
Mason. Mason. I'm stopping another property. I have to work with some guys here. Talk with some guys. Could I call you like in 20 minutes?
Sure.
Could I call you on this number?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I will call you back. Okay.
All right.
Just one moment.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm just quoting the audio. There's 30 seconds about like the threshold, the noise cancellation, something like that. If it's on, we can hear it.
Okay.
So,
I also bet I can turn my. I bet I gotta see what my mics are for Discord too. No, I'm Black Magic. The input value, voice activity.
what is that sound like? Well, I can't really hear it.
Soundboard volume,
No, no, no.
automatically determine input sensitivity.
Yes. Later. Store later.
So we don't call this person yet?
Yeah, no, you can-
Oh, you're good. I'm just making sure that we can hear.
yeah,
the
yeah,
call.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. Good save, Tom. Who are you calling now?
Let's see.
Hello.
Hey, this is Mason with Tim and Sarah by Houses. How are you?
Good.
Good. I saw you reached out about your property on Timber Haven Trail.
You have the wrong number. Are you looking for a Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting phone calls from him. I've had this phone number for 10 years. So
Okay. Sorry about that.
that's okay.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
608.
Timber Haven. One word. Yeah.
Rice City.
Ooh, that's the one Tony said was wrong.
What phone number did you have?
Yep, that was the one that Tony said was wrong. Oops,
Which one did you have?
I deleted it.
It's on your phone,
Oh, duh.
you walking jack.
Yeah, hey, I'm not sure if I have the right number, but someone had reached out on our website about a property in Royce City they were interested in selling.
Oh, huh. Okay. It might have been my husband.
Joey?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you'd like, I mean, I'd love to talk with you about it, or if you want me to try to talk to him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can try and answer. I can three-way him in, or
Yeah, whatever you think is best.
what was the website?
I'm with Tim and Sarah by Houses.
Okay. I'm gonna hang up and call you right back because it shows that the other call that I was on is on hold. So I'm gonna hang up, call you right back, and then I'll three-way call him in. Okay?
Okay, no worries.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
So, inbound lead came in. Warm inbound lead came in. Inbound lead put the wrong phone number for some reason. They have their old phone number, so when we call it, they're pissed off. Well, not pissed off, but obviously didn't get it.
Hello?
Hello. What's your name again?
Mason.
Mason. Okay. Let me three-way him in.
No worries. Awesome. How are you doing today?
Good. Here, I'll just give you my number if it's easier, and you can just give me a call.
Sure. Yeah, whatever's the best for you guys. Let me write that down. What's a good number for you?
214
Okay.
799
Okay.
6760.
Awesome. You want me to just give you a call directly now?
Yeah, that works.
Alrighty. Thank you, sir. Ring around the rosy.
Watch as the first number that you called, and the woman's like, "What the fuck you calling me for again?"
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay?
No worries.
Alright, go ahead.
Awesome. So, like I mentioned to, I guess, your wife, I saw you guys reached out about your property in Royce City,
Yes.
and I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit more about the house, primarily what your goals are with it, and see what we can do to help.
Looking to sell it. There's nothing wrong with it. We're just moving to Red Oak, and personally think it's easier if I just sell it instead of posting it on the market and then doing that whole back and forth thing. I'm just trying to do the easy way.
For sure. Yeah, and I always tell people there's a couple main pros and cons with on-market versus off-market selling to someone like us. Obviously, when you list it, you're hoping for top dollar, but time and convenience isn't always your friend. And when you sell off-market, time and convenience is your best friend, but then you're making, minor sacrifices from there. So, I mean, I see the details of the house. Now, the pictures from when you guys bought it, does the house still look like that?
No, so 6 months ago, well, the outside still looks like it. Let me think. April 19th of 2023, the battery caught fire in the garage. So the insurance paid to redo the garage, and with the extra, we redid the inside of the house. So it now has all new insulation. It's 24 inches thick instead of 12 or 13 like normal. The garage has been completely insulated on all the walls instead of just the conjoining from house to garage.
Mhm.
It's also been, I guess, textured, so it's livable. There's just no air conditioning in there. And then on the inside, everything was completely repainted just because we knew we were getting ready to sell. So we repainted everything.
Nice.
From the ceiling to the baseboards. And it is still white ceilings, whatever that gray is that you always see every house when it's for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that gray everywhere. The kitchen has tile floor instead of the bathrooms. And then throughout the rest of the house, the entryway is also tile. And then throughout the rest of the house is that vinyl planking. The wood, or fake wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cabinets they all got redone. Instead of being wood, they're now all white and match the baseboard and trim around all the windows and doors. It also has a new front door.
Awesome. Did the fire get into the house, or was it put out while it was still in the garage?
Garage.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys had to go in and replace like the air conditioner or any major electric work.
No, we did get a whole new air conditioner because we were selling the house, and I figured it was 12 years old. So brand new inside and outside unit.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, you guys have done a lot to it.
Yeah, it's ready to sell.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the move. So you're moving to Red Oak. Are you guys buying a house out there, or?
We're currently building a house.
Nice.
So we do have a place to stay on property while it's getting finished.
Okay. So time frame wise, like it's not going to be hard for you guys to transition out there.
Correct.
Nice. When is that expected to be done? The build.
6 months probably.
And obviously time frame is, I mean, within reason, of course. It's pretty easy for me to accommodate to, right? If you wanted us to push closing out a while, we can do that. If we had to close fast, obviously that's what investors are good at most of the time, right?
We could close August, September. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's easy. And even if you need a time afterwards, like a short lease back, right, for like a week or two, just to make sure you actually have a proper amount of time to get all the stuff out you want, and then anything you don't want to bring to the new house, you can just leave there, right? We buy it as is, where is. So if there's furniture you don't want or certain things like that, you're more than welcome to leave it. And then we just go in and donate what we can and throw out what we can't. If you don't mind me asking, what do you guys owe on it?
200.
Okay.
I think it's 201. It's really close.
Awesome.
What fees do y'all charge?
None. I don't charge any commission or fees if we're buying it from you, and then we pay normal closing costs for both sides. Right. So when I say normal, obviously that doesn't include, like, let's say you inherited the house and there was other title costs, right? Those are things that we would just talk about up front. But obviously I don't think that's the case with this. So you really just have to pay for what's owed on the house and then like prorated taxes for this year.
Okay.
What do you think the house is worth as is, or what are you hoping to get out of it?
I think if we listed it, we would list it between 275 and 285.
Okay. So then you're hoping to net, I mean, somewhere around there, obviously minus the cost.
We're hoping after fees and everything that we would net 60.
Okay. So you want around 260.
Yeah, we want to make 60,000 off of it.
Okay. And now out of that 60, and I don't mean to interrogate you, but out of that 60, I mean, what is that for, right? Are you using that as like your down payment? Are you guys going to use it for upgrades on the new build?
Vacation and an upgrade on the shop.
Okay. And is the shop already on property?
Yes.
Nice. Where do you want to go on vacation?
England, Scotland, somewhere over there.
Nice.
I think it's Scotland.
Have you guys ever been?
No.
That's awesome. Okay. So I'm actually here in Dallas, so coming to see the house wouldn't be an issue at all. I can't say for certain that 260 is going to be achievable for me. Right now I haven't ran numbers, so I don't want to overstep and say like it's not going to happen at all. But there are other things that we can do to help, right? And I'd be more than happy to discuss. Right, so one of those things is kind of what we call our hybrid listing. So the things that you're talking about that you don't want to have to deal with, right, like showings and maybe certain repair requests or things like that, we would handle all that for you. Now, obviously, the easiest option when you're selling a home is for it to be unoccupied, right? So if you wanted to put the listing up in a couple weeks, move out on property, just so that way it's not like a last minute, hey, we're 5 minutes out, can we come see the house? Right, that type of stuff. But that's going to allow you to get, the utmost highest dollar. Right now, if I can run numbers and justify 260, I'd love to. But your competition right now is basically the same floor plan listed at that number, and they've actually dropped the price once so far. So I don't know how yours stacks up against this one, but I mean, from what it sounds like, it's probably going to be about the same level of updates. So even if you did sell it at 270 with a realtor, and if you got away with only paying the minimum for closing cost and commission, right? That's about $19,000 coming off it. So I mean, on market, you'd still probably walk away with like $250,000, so about a $50,000 net. And I'm only bringing this up because I oftentimes I like to have what we call like the discount conversation first, right? I want to know what your expectations are, and I want you to know what I think is realistic and what's not, because the last thing I want to do is waste anybody's time.
That makes sense.
So I mean, if you were able to bend from that number, I might be able to make something work. But as far as a cash buyer goes, that 260, I think is just going to be a bit challenging. So I mean, if you'd be open to, we're partnered with a really great brokerage. So selling it for you is not at all a problem. But I do think that that's going to be probably your best bet if you want to achieve that 260. Because you're pretty much spot on when you said you'd list it for the 270, 280 range. I think that that's pretty reasonable. And luckily you're in a good area, right? The school districts out there are good. So ideally you list it as soon as possible. Someone moves in before the school year starts.
Okay. Just thinking.
Yeah. Take your time.
Realistic.
Yeah, and that's why that's why I brought up the hybrid option, right? Because all of the problems or I guess inconveniences that come up with a listing, we try to take all those away as best we can, right? So if you guys moved out on property and you just left the house unoccupied, ideally we put a price on there that drives a ton of interest, right? So we beat out the competition with what's available right now inventory wise, and we drive a really big open house and try to get it sold that weekend, right? Now the market's softening up, right? So interest rates are still really high, prices haven't gone down, banks are a little more weary of who they're financing to, right? But at that 260, 270, 280 range, it's allowing most people who are buying homes, like let's say it's an FHA, right? Someone wants to get their first home, first purchase. That's probably around the price range they're going to be pre-approved at, because you're under that 300, 350 mark, right? And that's when it starts to get a little harder. Normally it's a dual income house, right? They probably already owned one before. So I mean, I'm confident we can sell it for you.
Yeah, but you said 270, it's still 250. Plus we have to, no.
And you don't have to do that if it's a standard listing, right? You can stay there. It's literally just a matter of how willing you are to open the door and get out for a few minutes, right? You said you have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not a problem. I mean, if he can be kenneled or someone take him with you guys while, someone's walking the house. That's why I say driving for an open house is the best, because then you guys can plan to be out of the house for a few hours, get as many people in and out of the door as possible, and then ideally start bidding from there. Right? So, I mean, if your house looks better than this one on Evergreen, and I were to go in and put it at like 250, everyone's going to go crazy, ideally, because it's the cheapest house around or in the subdivision, and then a bidding war starts, right? So if I can price it aggressively, obviously at this point we're representing you, right? So it's what you say goes and what is realistic and what I can accomplish. So if I can sell it for 300, great, right? But I want to drive those offers up as best that I can, and ultimately that's going to weed out some of the buyers that their financing might be a little dodgy.
Oh, we also have solar panels on it. They're paid for.
They are paid for.
Yeah. They're on lease. Sure.
They're on a lease?
No.
Okay, cool.
They belong to the house.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out. Having them paid off definitely helps. right? Because you're not there's a huge problem going on right now in the North Texas market with solar panels. So the Real Estate Commission of Texas made an entire form for people when they sell or buy that they have to fill out. And if you see in the listing that the seller wants someone to assume their loan and this and that, people oftentimes just walk away from even seeing it. So that could be an advantage. That I can't arguably say that it's going to help the price right now, but it might.
Yeah, I don't think everyone said, oh, yeah, cool, you got it. I hope you enjoy the savings, because it doesn't increase.
Yeah, and that's the whole solar pitch, right? It's like you're locking in your electric cost. What's your average electric bill?
The highest one in the last 2 years was 210. Like, we're usually at the 140-ish mark.
Okay.
And like during the day, the house is at 72, and at night it's at 68.
Okay.
The roof was put on 3 years ago.
How old are those panels?
7 years?
Do you know what brand they are?
Nope. It's 1.5 kilowatts, so it doesn't power the entire house.
Okay. I was about to say that's an expensive, or I mean it's not expensive, but if you're paying for solar panels and your electric bill is still $200, then that would be not great.
Yeah.
Not much.
So it's like we compare it to our neighbor who has the same house, and their bill was like 350.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like, yeah, so you basically chopped it in half.
And just curious, what did you pay for those panels 7 years ago?
So 7 years ago, I think technically much more. The only positive was, I think the federal government gave us $4,500 back,
Mm-hmm.
and then we turned it in through Encore and through TXU. And so we got another $6,000 back, and I think we ended up paying $4,000 for the solar panel and just new hot water heater that blows cold air.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's not horrible. So I mean, 14,000 or whatever was the total.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people right now paying $60,000 for a solar panel kit. So I wouldn't say that you got screwed.
Well, I say that because I now, like, if on our new house we're gonna have them, but I'm just gonna buy them and put them up there. It's less than $1 a watt.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good.
yeah. So when people are like, oh yeah, I got that, I'm like, oh cool, it was 60,000. Like, okay, well, how much do you have up there? I got 6 kilowatts. I'm like, that should be $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what? I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you overpaid.
Yeah, and it's a huge thing going on right now. A lot of solar companies, they'll be in business for 6 to 12 months, jam pack a ton of really expensive financing on however many they can, and then they sell the company and they start all over, right? So at the moment someone sells the company, that pretty little warranty you got on your panels are now null and void. But I'm glad they're paid off. It's going to save you a lot of headache, especially if you have to put it on the market. And I mean, and one of the main benefits when you work with someone like us or our brokerage, right? Because we have so many years of investment experience back behind us, we have full-time crews. So let's say someone wanted you to fix something or patch something or change anything. What you might spend to do that, I'll probably cut that number in half, right? So if you have to spend $3,000 on whatever the requests are, I could get it done for $1 to $2,000. So ultimately it saves you a couple bucks. I can get it done faster, right? You're not waiting on someone's schedule. Like, oh, I can get out there in 2 weeks. My guys are busy, right? I don't have to hassle with that. I can get someone out next day most of the time.
All right, I'll talk to the wife. I understand the whole if we decide to list it as a hybrid thing. If we decide to say, hey, how much can you just offer us, then where do we go from there?
Honestly, I mean, for a cash offer, I mean, you'd probably want to shoot me if I gave you the number I'd have to buy it at.
Okay.
How much money does he actually need to move and stuff?
Like I use Open Power. They send me an email every single week, but even when I'm like, oh, cool.
See if we can just take over his payments, right? Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and Open Door operates much differently than we do, right? They give you a really pretty offer up front. They come and see it. They drive the number down, and then they charge you fees and repairs on top of that. I don't do any of that. So I don't mean to backpedal. So as far as the new build goes, are you able to close on that one and still have this house, or do you need to get rid of this one to finance the next place?
The new one's paid off.
Oh, okay. So this,
We don't have to use this for down payment.
okay. And the only reason I'm asking is that gives me more options than just buying it directly, like buying it out completely or listing it for you, right? Like there's other things that I can do. And most of those conversations are best to be had in person. Otherwise, I'm just going to vomit a ton of information on you, and you're going to remember maybe a third of it. If you're anything like me, at least. Just curious, what are your payments?
It is. So they changed to 1485, 1489.
Okay, so we'll just say 1490. What rate did you get?
They refinanced it once. So we had it 2.7, but I think now it's like a 3.
That's incredible.
3 because we refinanced.
That is incredible. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing, I guess, the new build you have is paid off. You don't have to worry about financing or anything.
Yeah, otherwise we would not be moving.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now I know you said you want to take a vacation, do some upgrades to the shop. So, I mean, I can only imagine that vacation being probably more than 10 grand, but what upgrades do you want to do to the shop?
It has like a living section that we're going to convert into like a man cave.
Nice.
So we're kind of turning it into a tiny house.
How'd you convince the wife of that?
I have a lot of junk, and she's like recommending it.
Okay. So you're getting booted out of the main house for the man cave.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that's kind of better for everyone, right? Yeah, every time I bring up the whole man cave idea, I have to just call it an office. Otherwise, the wife is like, well, where's my cave? Put a she shed out in the back or something for him.
No, she just retired 2 days ago.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. What did you do?
Army.
Thank you for your service. So you were in there for a while then, huh?
21 years.
Wow. Yeah, we appreciate your service. Okay. So what's your plans going forward? What does retirement look like for you?
We're on a house payment, so really nothing.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
You deserve it. And again, I don't mean to interrogate you, but these type of conversations really help steer me down the right exit strategy, if you will, right? Because I want to make this deal as beneficial for everyone. But you guys are in a really good spot, right? This is not a hard sale. You don't owe too much. You already have everything figured out. It's just waiting on that new build to be done. But you know, when I'm asking about the cost to upgrade the shop or the vacation cost, I'm trying to see if you have any room in selling this one and being able to accomplish those next things. Because I would rather say that you're most likely going to get 240 or 230, 250, whatever in your pocket, and then if the numbers come out higher, hey, you're happy, right? But if I tell you you're going to sell it for 300 and it doesn't sell anywhere close to that, then you're going to be like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know, and then you're going to feel let down, right? So I try to be as transparent going into the market that we're in right now, so everybody knows what to expect, and also everybody knows each other's, you know, desired outcome.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make 60. If we can't buy it for 60, we have a bottom number in our head.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, okay. And if not, then we'll
Mm-hmm.
Your parents own 20-something rental properties, so we already know how to rent it and do all that. So we don't have to sell it.
Yeah, for sure. And I totally get that. And the reason I asked for your payments was because, you know, the interest rate you have, I'm most likely never going to get again, or at least for the foreseeable future. Probably in my lifetime, I won't see it again. But giving you whatever the cash amount we agree on is, whether it's your bottom number or your top number, I would essentially be paying you that to just hang on to your current mortgage. Right? So I'll make the payments every month. I'll rent it out. I'll do whatever I need to. You get to just walk away. Right? But in the bank size, you still own it, because if you say, hey, Mason's buying my house or Mason's making my payments for me, they're going to say, oh, cool, you sold it. Now where's my $200,000? Right? And they're going to call the note due. So nothing about it is illegal or sketchy or anything. We use, you know, a real estate attorney to prep all the docs. So we'd have title, you'd have the loan. If in the next couple years I say, you know what, I'm just going to sell it, you know, mortgage gets paid off and everyone walks away. But because your interest rate is so good, it would allow me to probably give you more cash in your pocket than I normally would on a deal like that.
Gotcha.
You know, unless it was something, you know, you wanted a couple $100 a month in cash flow or whatever, right? And then I just put a tenant in there or financed it out to someone, right? That's something we could obviously talk about. But the easiest option is going to be, you know, unless you wanted to just walk away with no money in your pocket, right? Because I think that's what a cash offer from anyone would really look like. So the two options, I mean, it's me and you partner up. I'll take over the asset, or, you know, it gets put on the market, or like you said, you can rent it out, right? So you have plenty of options, and I'd love to be a part of one of them.
Gotcha. Yeah. So if you took it over, paid us the part that we want, it basically we rent it to you, but you'd have the option to, I guess, re-rent it, whatever you made, and in the contract it'd be you're fully in charge of all everything. But that's 14 whatever. That includes insurance.
Yep. So now your insurance is probably going to be much cheaper than mine. Most of the time we get a new policy on it, right? So I'm assuming because you're a vet, your insurance is respectfully so, but it's discounted more so than someone who didn't spend time in the military, right? So my payments might go up a little bit.
$600 a month, or $3,600 a year.
Yeah.
And it's through like Farm Bureau,
Okay.
Texas Farm Bureau.
Huh. I mean, that sounds kind of on par. I figured you'd be paying less.
It was only like 2,000 and change.
Yeah. Everybody got slapped real hard on the back of the neck when it came to property taxes and insurance going up. Even car insurance. My policy went up like an extra $1,000 a year and nothing changed on my driving record. So yeah, I mean, to answer your question, if you wanted to look into it, technically I'm buying the house subject to your existing liens, right? So in this case, just the mortgage. So normally what we do is, I'd probably say it's like 608 Timber Haven Trail Trust, right? And then we would own the trust that it sits in, and have, you know, specific power of attorney. So if I needed to sell the house or get, you know, a payoff from the bank or something, I'd be able to do that without having to mess with you. But the mortgage stays in place in your name. So that would all be on paper, contracted, again, with a real estate attorney. And then the cash to you is just whatever me and you agree upon, right? So ideally, I could go in and rent it out for at least a few $100s more. But, you know, at that point, it's just an investment for us in the long-term game, right? If I can sell it in 5 years and double the cash I paid you, you know, and just save that cash flow for future repairs or vacancies, tax increase, things like that.
Yeah, fully with you. Come November, depending on who gets elected, you either sell that house that day or you hold on to it for next summer to make an extra 50.
Yeah, and I guess given how long you served, I kind of understand where you probably stand on that. So I'm there with you. Uh-huh. Well, hopefully they got you sitting on a nice retirement. 21 years is no short.
Not too bad. It's, you basically get 2.5% of your base pay per year that you serve.
Huh.
So you get, I think I'm at like, when they added it all up, it was like 54% of my normal pay.
Oh,
Then
wow.
you go to the VA and you tell them everything that you broke or hurt while you were in,
Yep.
and they give you a rating for that.
Mm-hmm. So did they approve you for disability?
Still waiting.
Yeah, some of my buddies are still fighting with that stuff. One of my in-laws actually finally, after years, he got I think he's now 100%, so he's not paying property taxes. You get a nice check every month. Well, I mean, nice if you don't have any bills. It's not like you're gonna, like if you weren't already retired or had a paid off house, you might still have to work.
Yes.
But it's always nice. You guys don't get paid enough for what you do.
One day they will.
With the right big man upstairs, as far as government goes, that'll happen one of these days.
Alright, let me talk to my wife, and then tomorrow Wednesday. Yeah, if you want to call back either tonight after 5 or tomorrow,
Yep.
either one is fine. Maybe after 6 today. Or tomorrow, I'll have at least the first option.
Okay. Sure. Not a problem. If it ends up being tomorrow, is there a good time to reach out to you?
No, anytime.
Awesome.
If I don't answer, send a text. Because I know we're picking out the countertop and something tomorrow.
Okay.
Tile or text. I don't know. We have an appointment in Dallas for Fort Worth.
Okay. Well, I wish you luck on that. I know how that is when you're with the wife. You're gonna be there for a while.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
fingers crossed.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for all your time. I look forward to talking with you again.
Alright, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Bye. I don't know who the hell called me 3 times while I was on the phone with this guy.
So, takeaways.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was waiting for you to give me.
No. Takeaway. Come back to it. So I love how you were asking questions, you were relating to them as much as possible. One thing that I'm gonna tap you on is like you were ready to get off that phone, and then I made you ask more questions. So it was not that it was a dead deal or anything like that. No, but like we found another dispo strategy or acquisitions technique actually on it, right? So that would be my only.
Yeah, it's funny because I was going to ask that question and I went down some other tangent, so it was a good reminder.
Mm-hmm.
That's always why that's why I like buddy systems on appointments or having like Tony, for example, in the acquisitions room, because if he hears it and he thinks something's missing, he'll just step in and ask the question or do what you did.
Well, because I was messing around with Deal Machine. Okay, so Deal Machine has the AI built into it, so you can start asking it questions, and that's what I was just playing around, showing people on the call, and then I asked it about a sub 2 offer because it has a 2.8, right? So if his payment was only 877, this was 2.8. Then he refinanced it to a 3 something, but that like sparked what the hell? What are market rents actually? And I pulled up LeadZolo market rents are somewhere in the twos, I think, right? Like 1,800 to 2,000. So, man, it possibly would have worked. Pam, how are you doing out there?
Sorry, I had to send one of our short sales. The city's mad about the grass, so we got to send someone tomorrow.
No, that's fine. Pam, you there?
Hello?
She said, hold on, I think.
Well,
Yeah,
now
no,
we
I can hear you now. I turned up the volume a little. I turned it down when we were on the call, just so they didn't hear. But I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. I thought I had my the thing turned the voice still, but
I muted you when you were doing something, but then I unmuted you when we got off the call.
I see. Today I'm dealing with dumbass contractors, but that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
So, and I'm driving properties while I'm waiting on them.
Perfect.
So, I'm a female. I can do two things at one time.
Careful with that. I heard driving, and we know females don't drive that well to begin with.
Y'all are funny.
I know. I love you.
I'm loving the podcast today, listening to Mason.
So I'm happy that you got in here, right? Like Nelda just joined. This is gonna be my new format. I'm gonna try to do it in here more, and then this way I can actually have discussions. You guys can sort of raise your hand when things pop up. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then also, you can always just check in here because the Discord's going to have a lot of conversations going. I'm going to have discussions going in there. That's where a lot of it's going to be. And it's an easy to find location. So.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can. You want to make another couple calls, or you want to run out of here? You gotta. That's 1 out of 25 for people that you talk to for the day. So
how long was that call? Let's do some quick math.
I don't know. Call was probably 30 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 32 minutes.
So
if I have to have 25 conversations at 30 minutes apiece, 750 minutes. How many hours is that? 12 hours.
Are they gonna be 20 minutes apiece? No, some of them are gonna be quicker,
But
some
good
longer,
conversations.
But yeah, but now you have metrics to go by, right? So, Nelda, Crystal, thank you for joining. If you guys have any questions, what's going on? Sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I accidentally blasted out the text message to like 7,000 people. I was supposed to only send it to the members, which is only like 40, and I said 7,000 instead. So I don't mind that though, because I was going to eventually do that. I wasn't going to do that day one when I had a bunch of technical errors and stuff like that. So I was hoping to work out the kinks first and then start blasting out to everybody. But happy to have everybody. If anybody had any time, has any questions, what we're doing, any questions about how we're looking at properties or where the leads are coming from, how we're negotiating with sellers, why we're asking certain questions, by all means, let us know.
I don't know how to raise my hand. Am I supposed to raise my hand?
No, you can just chat. Like, it literally, yeah, just talk over us. We're Italian.
So I have a lead that is a pre-foreclosure that I'm wanting some help with closing. It's a lead it's an absentee lead. It is tax delinquent and now it's gone into foreclosure. The seller is adamant about getting full price.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been working this lead since January. I texted him again, finally got him to respond. He's come back with the same price that he had back in January, but he's got less than 30 days to get it figured out. He owes less than $100,000. Property's worth probably closer to $400,000 fixed up. It needs everything. I mean, it's dated. It's a 70s property, so probably over $100,000 in repairs. What would you do with a lead like that?
Have a hard conversation with him. So you said he wants full price, right? You said the house's ARV is 400. What is his asking price?
365.
365.
So he's smoking crack.
Mm-hmm. What
I want to ask him who you smoking.
So, well, where is he getting that number from, right?
I haven't gone down that road with him. The last time when I tried working with him, as soon as I started asking questions, he goes, "You're an investor," and he quit, having any conversations with me. So I've been calling, texting. Finally, I just said it's not too late to stop the foreclosure.
What
He came back with $365,000. So I'm trying to navigate talking with him before he shuts down. He's got to do something.
What's the address? Do you know it?
Yeah. Let me give it to you. It may be a lead that y'all are working. Address is going to be 2350 Ravenwood Drive in Grand Prairie 75050.
Roger? Oh, it's listed?
He has it owner finance, for sale by owner, not owner finance, for sale by owner on Zillow. He had it listed and he's pulled it down because he can't sell it. It needs, it's dated. It's got all the paneling, the carpet, it's not been updated at all. House down the street, right, 2 houses down, sold for $385 and it's completely renovated. And that property is, let me give you the address on that one. That one is 2305 Ravenwood. And it sold for $385 in January of this year.
Pull this property up.
Oh,
The house
and
is vacant.
I want to call this guy and have a conversation with him.
I want you to call him.
Yeah.
I'll give you a number.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. We'll call. Yeah, we'll call him and Mason have a conversation with him. Try to see what happens.
I know that they will not. He's not been picking up, so he's been answering texts with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll give you this number, and you could text him and see if you can get him started.
What's his
So
phone
we'll
number?
maybe get on the phone with him. The number. You ready for his number?
Mhm.
817-691-3343.
And that's Roger.
Yes, Roger Weems. And I can't tell if they're divorced. They're living in 2 different locations. So a Jeanette Weems answers the phone. It's a recording with her voice, but she's in, I want to say Missouri or somewhere, and then his address is showing he's in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
They have not paid taxes since 2017. He's the only one that's on title. It's in his name, but they're behind $20,000 in taxes. Have not paid taxes since 17. So now it's going into foreclosure. And I believe the loan, I'll have to pull it back up and look, but if he's not taking any other loans out, and I don't think he has, it was from like back in 03 or something. And it was for like $100,000. So he doesn't know a whole lot on it. I don't know what his situation is, why he's gotten behind.
And you said his wife is Jeanette?
Yes, the wife's name is Jeanette.
And where is she? She's not in the picture at all, or she is?
It looks like her name might still be on tax. It says Jeanette and Roger own the house.
Okay.
But I mean, that's not an issue.
It could be both of them, yeah. I'm just giving you a little bit of background. I can't tell whether or not they're divorced. They're in 2 different locations. It shows that he owns both properties. So I believe they're in Arkansas.
Looks like he had a canceled listing recently.
He has it for sale by owner. And then he canceled
on
it.
Zillow.
No, like he had it with a realtor.
Oh, didn't?
Mm-hmm.
But it's canceled
Yeah.
because he can't sell it for that. I just drove by there Sunday. It's still vacant. So if anybody can close it, it'll be you.
Do you want me to play it as like a new guy? Do you want me to be like your partner?
Nope, new guy.
Okay.
I'm just going to turn the volume down just a little, so...
817-691-3334.
He's gonna follow it up with the text. See what happens. Now, I'm trying to remember. Was that you that was asking me about how to upload lists to Deal Machine?
Yep.
Okay, because I did that actually earlier today, and I said to myself, I was like, I was just being asked about this, so I got to create a video on it.
That's all right. I got it figured out. I've been uploading them.
Awesome.
I'm moving my list, that skip trace over to REI Sift, and so I'm managing lists through REI Sift, and it's been pretty good. When you start getting thousands of leads in there, it's hard to keep them all straight in Deal Machine.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. No, it does, and then you gotta eventually at some point or another you gotta like clean it, and then start all fresh because.
Yep.
Someone just sent us on a PPC lead the address to a hotel in Beverly Hills, California.
Buy it.
First name A, last name A. Andy Chester. I wonder if Tim's messing with like PPC right now.
I heard y'all don't buy bouncy houses.
It's something that only has to happen to you once. I think that was actually
Can't
Jessica that
imagine
had
that.
that call.
That's awful.
Call Jackie here.
Can I talk to you?
My next one's George.
Oh, you have somebody? This lead is on 5 of our lists. This one that's in front of us. 1716 Karen Lane. Off market, high equity, tax delinquent, absentee owner. It's on 5 of our lists. But nobody. 972 748 8666. It's not a one lead, so it's a.
Yeah, I know. It's on Mayflower.
Karen Lane. This is the property listing. It's not in our CRM. Okay. Biden.
Please leave.
Good lord. Somebody needs to buy this house. All right. What do we know now?
No, I'll probably sell it early.
He didn't answer to the text. I'll keep you posted on that if he calls back, Mason, or anything like that. But he didn't answer and we texted him, so. Let's get one more good call in, and then
Trying to.
Can you put this into dealership?
absolutely. It's got to load.
3404. Texas 35 South. Rockport, Texas. It might be Highway 35 South.
Yeah. What is this?
How you doing?
Looks like a prison compound.
Is that another phone on the board?
No.
Later on. Bells and whatever.
The phone number he gave you doesn't work, or you're just not picking it up?
The number didn't work.
Supposedly, he's got quite a few properties, though. What number did you have? 7330? Try that.
Sorry.
What was that?
What was the phone number?
Right in front of you. 830 556 7330. I don't know if you guys saw how I did that. So on Deal Machine, it didn't have any contacts for him, but it had this guy's mailing address. When you open it up, it'll come up with possibles. This guy, the mailing address matched, so I'm going to give that one a call, see what happens.
Nope. Right on.
What was the guy's name?
George.
All right, so it was this guy, George Coleman.
Put in Texas.
Please
Hey, is this Tracy? Hey, Tracy, this is Mason with Tim and Sarah Buy Houses. How are you? Good. You as well. Bye.
I'm so confused because I wasn't listening for a lot of that call.
That whole call I was like brain farting.
She is leasing what?
The land for $375 a year from the people who own the lake, Tipton Lake, whatever it's like. So it's government property. She leases it.
So she can sell that lease? That lease is transferable?
Yeah, but you'll never own the dirt. So she's like, we have almost an acre, and we're right on the water, but it's a small lake.
The house
but
is
no one-
attached to the dirt, though,
No one will ever own the dirt.
and it's not a mobile?
I mean, it says real residential, single family, lease lots, house only.
That was so confusing.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow the StreamYard kicked out, and then I didn't realize that I had to jump back in. So this is a fun time. This is a crash course for the Discord. We definitely stress test it by trying to do all the things at once. I'm gonna wrap it up for today, though. Neldas, thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. To those watching
Hey.
on the follow-up, what's up?
No, I was just gonna say thank you. I
Oh.
appreciate it, and I like this format. It's really, I think it's gonna be better.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for it. So we'll see what happens and see how it grows. But
And off topic, now to our last conversation at one of our 2-day events or whatever, we were talking about sign language. We've been really heavy teaching our daughter sign language, and it's actually like the greatest thing we've ever done because now she can tell us what's wrong, and she's picked up on it. So thank you for
That's
that.
so cool.
I don't want to get
Hey,
into
you're
kids
welcome.
discussion, but man,
I was just
it,
thinking.
no, that was one of the hardest things is when they get around that 4-year-old age, 3-year-old age, and they can't talk, but they're having meltdowns and they don't know how to express themselves, dude. It is miserable.
Yeah, so when she's hungry, obviously she goes food. She's all done. Obviously she can say like mama, dad, whatever. Or if she hurts herself, she can do this right where it hurts, right? So she's actually gotten really good about it. So when she's ready to get out of the bath, she says she's all done. And when she's done eating, she'll do it. Or she'll say more, right? It's awesome. So we know like what to give her instead of just letting her freak out. It's awesome.
That's awesome. That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it works. Hey, getting back to this lead that I gave you guys the number to, I have not responded back to him. He said he wanted 365. So I'm wanting to respond back to him. Do you think there's anything that I could say? I'm wanting to get into a conversation, obviously, with him. I want to tell him, okay, when can we meet? Something like that. Can we get
Yeah,
on a
I
phone
mean,
call?
Tony always likes to have like the pre-discount conversation ahead of time. But I mean, if it's worth 400, obviously no one's gonna give him 360. He's already drastically dropped.
I would just
Price.
ask him point blank, where do you get that number from, right? Like, do you have a property that's sold? And he will tell you, yeah, 123 Main Street sold for 360 or 400, and I know my house is worth it. Then you get the opportunity to pull up said house and actually blow holes in it, right? Say, no, well, unfortunately, your walls need to be painted, right? Your floors are falling apart. You're just showing photos of dirt lawn. So you can kind of blow holes in it like that, right? Bring him down to earth in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So just maybe should I just respond back and say, can you send me a property? I don't know how to phrase it.
So what was the last text? He said, I want
The only thing
360.
he sent me back was 365. He
Okay.
wants 365,000. That's
Okay.
all he responded.
Can you? So I would just ask him point blank, where did that number come from, right? Like, do you have? Is that ask him, right? Is that based on properties sold in the area?
Well, and it also, like, he had it listed for only a month on the MLS, and then now it's for sale by owner, and he had it listed for $355. So he had it listed for even less, and it started out at $385, and he only had it on the market for 3 weeks, and it was a discounted commission. So he tried it at $385 and then dropped it within 3 weeks to $355, and now he has it back on the market without a representative for $365.
So that's what I'm gonna tell him. I'm just gonna text him and say, hey, is that based on property sold in the area? I see that you had it listed on the market for $355. Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
See what he says. Okay. We'll get him on the phone eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that's texting
gotta
back and
sell.
forth is not gonna, like, it's good for your sake because you can try to get some more information out of it, but he's never gonna get it done if he's only texting. So, like,
Right. So I want to have a phone call, conversation with him or meet with him face to face. If he's willing to come down, if not, he's going to go down with it and he'll end up with foreclosure. It's going to auction the 2nd of August. It's actually been on the foreclosure list 2 or 3 times, and they kept postponing it. So he's getting ready to lose it. I want to tell him, hey, I'll give you $50,000. If you just take $50,000, I'll take it over. But I'm not going to tell him that up front.
Mm-hmm. What? So there's
Put cash in his pocket.
so where is he coming up with that number? He might say 360 gets me 50 grand cash in my pocket, right? Like that might be how he's calculating that, and he might just be saying, hey, I need this number. If you can somehow figure that out, why he needs that number, right? Where it's coming from, you might be able to say, all right, well, how about I just offer you XYZ and I solve both problems, right? You give him some cash and you get to take over the property and have him walk away, right?
does it have a mortgage? Or do you, like, because it
Yeah,
looks like
it's
he
getting
had one in
foreclosed.
I know, but she said it was
Oh,
taxes.
taxes.
Because it looks like in 2006 he owed only like $150. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know if
don't
he
see
paid it
any
off or
loan
not.
anywhere.
And so on realist tax, it says in 2006 he had one.
Yeah.
But again, I mean,
That taxes are like $20,000, which I'm surprised they haven't tried to auction it because it's been 2017 was the last time they made a payment.
that's crazy.
They've had it with, 7 years they've not paid taxes on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree that ARV's probably closer to the 400 range. But, I mean, just to kind of keep him talking, try to get a walkthrough. I don't know how that works if he's out of town, if he has a key somewhere, if he has a friend that lets people see it, or at least get you more pictures. Because I don't know what the hell these pictures are supposed to do, but it's not giving, anybody a real.
Oh, I'll ask him. I'll say, can you send me some pictures?
Yeah.
See if he'll do that.
Yeah. And then just let us know if you need anything or we need to be boots on ground for you or something. And I'll let you know, obviously, if he answers.
See what happens. These are the fun ones.
Yeah.
He's got to sell and I want to buy.
How did you first come across this lead? Just from the list, right? Pre-foreclosure list, like Roddy's list in a sense?
No, this was a lead that I came across back in January, probably December, January, and I've had it on my list to keep track of it. I've just follow up on it. It popped up last week on the foreclosures when I pulled the county foreclosure list, and I was like, I recognize that address. So I just reached back out to him. The number he has listed on Zillow is no longer a working number, which I think is interesting, and I still have his number from when I talked to him before.
Huh.
So then I just started texting him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started calling, and then when I started texting, he wasn't responding. I just said, hey, it's not too late to stop at foreclosure. It's making back $365,000.
And that's where, all right, listen, I can help you stop your foreclosure. I can solve all of your problems. I just need to understand where that number comes from, right? What do you need? What is the house worth, and what are you trying to get for it? Are those the questions we asked, right?
What do you think it's worth, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
Yeah. So the second part of that question, right, is what you really need to answer, what you're really trying to find out, what they're trying to walk away with, right? If he's saying, I need 40 grand to do X, Y, Z, that's now you're all right. Well, I can solve some problems a different way, right?
I think he fixed the Zillow number, so he's probably just getting blown up by.
That's another thing. Also, when
all these
he's for sale
wholesalers.
by owner, the second he blasted that out there, he's on everybody's list. He's getting hit up by every wholesaler that's trying to work retail leads, right? Like, for sale by owner is a route that people just go and skip all day long and then
Right.
hit those. So his phone is probably blowing up from that too.
Yeah.
So at least you do have that relationship with him from previous text.
I don't know if you call it a relationship. Back then, I was asking questions. He goes, all you investors are all the same. Stop texting me. I just said, okay, have a good day. So when I went back and started texting, I'm sure they still see those messages.
Mhm.
But I just told him I can put cash in your pocket if you want to talk.
Exactly, right? Like, hey, listen, I'm not coming at this from an investor. I don't need to buy your house. I want to. I don't need to buy your house. Unfortunately, you need to sell it because you're getting foreclosed on. So let me help you where I can. Let me be the professional that I am. Let me be the investor that I am and solve your problems. It's going to come down to just a hard conversation with them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let me know, follow up with him though, and let me know if he gives you any other numbers or anything to work with. Likewise, I will make sure Mason stays in contact you if he reaches back out.
Good. Y'all have a good day.
Yes, ma'am, you too. Have a good one, all right?
Talk to you later.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
And then we stop the stream. That was a fun call. Crash course.